got Cincinnati Bengals head coach Zac Taylor. He did not hold back on Shedeur Sanders. He kept it real and gave his honest take on Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback and his talent.
When you guys have looked at Shedeur Sanders, what stood out to you as something that, impressed you about him, and from what you've seen on film getting ready from this Sunday?
Well, I think he elevated a program. He certainly helped bring a lot of eyes to Colorado because they did some great things when he was there. And, I'm never going to call myself a Colorado fan. And I was watching their games, as a Nebraska guy. So, I thought that he did a great job.
Taylor knows it was BS how Shedeur fell to the 5th round. He knows it was bullshit. He knows it. Man, hey, he just couldn't say it. He just couldn't say it. He's trying to keep a job.
And so then for him to come in the league and as a rookie have success, I think is really impressive. And so again, we've got a tough task in front of us, and he's done a really good job. And he's got confidence. He's obviously got a lot of reps under his belt now, and he's made a lot of plays for these guys.
Holy freaking hell. What just happened in Cincinnati might be the most important NFL press conference of the entire season, and nobody is talking about it loud enough. Zac Taylor just went rogue. Not screaming at reporters rogue, not throwing clipboards rogue. No, this was something way more dangerous. This was truth-telling rogue, the kind that gets coaches blacklisted, the kind that exposes what everybody knows but nobody says.
He's done a really good job, and he's got confidence. He's obviously got a lot of reps under his belt now, and he's made a lot of plays for these guys.
Let's rewind to the moment that broke football, the 2024 NFL Draft. Shedeur Sanders, Heisman finalist, program transformer, the most talked about college quarterback in America, is sitting there, waiting. Team after team passing on him. First round, gone. Second round, vanished. Third round, you've got to be kidding. Fourth round, this is getting weird. Fifth round. The Cleveland Browns finally pull the trigger, and the entire football world collectively loses its mind. Because this wasn't just a draft slide, this was a coordinated hit job. Fast forward to now. Shedeur is in the league. He's winning games Cleveland had no business winning. He's making plays. He's got swagger. He's everything scouts said he wasn't. And Zac Taylor, coaching a Bengals team that has to face this kid twice a year, just got asked about him, and he couldn't help himself.
Well, I think he elevated a program. He certainly helped bring a lot of eyes to Colorado because they did some great things when he was there. And, I'm never going to call myself a Colorado fan, and I was watching their games, as a Nebraska guy. So
a Nebraska guy was watching Colorado games because of Shedeur Sanders. Do you understand how insane that is? That's like a Yankees fan buying Red Sox tickets. That's like a Lakers fan rocking Celtics gear. The Nebraska-Colorado rivalry is blood feud territory. These fan bases hate each other, and Taylor admits he was locked in on every Colorado game because Shedeur was that much watch.
I thought that he did a great job, in collaboration with a lot of other people that really did a great job at Colorado. And so then for him to come in the league and as a rookie have success, I think is really impressive.
He didn't have to say that. He could have given some boring corporate answer. Yeah, he's a good player. We're preparing for him. Next question. But no, he went out of his way to praise Shedeur, called him program elevating, said he brought eyes to Colorado, basically admitted the kid is special. Then the reporter asks the question everyone's been thinking. Was there any surprise in your draft room when Shedeur fell as far as he did? Taylor's answer? Crickets. Deflection. I don't really have great responsibility there. Translation, I can't say what I want to say because I'll get fined into oblivion, but yeah, we all knew something shady went down. The silence said everything, because everyone in that draft room knew, everyone watching knew, Shedeur Sanders falling to the 5th round wasn't talent evaluation, it was blackballing. It was 32 organizations looking at a kid who won everywhere he played and collectively deciding, nah, too much baggage. What was the baggage? His dad talks too much. He has confidence. He has personality. He doesn't fit the humble rookie mold the NFL wants. He came to Colorado, a program that won one game before he arrived and turned them into appointment television. He got Travis Hunter a Heisman. He got every single one of his receivers to the NFL. Jimmy Horn Jr., Will Shepard, LeJontay Wester, Xavier Weaver, all cashing NFL checks now because Shedeur made them look elite. But somehow, 32 teams watched that and said fifth-round talent. Get out of here with that garbage. The NFL didn't want Deion Sanders' kid. They didn't want the circus. They didn't want primetime Sun showing up their quarterback development programs. So they coordinated. They passed. They let him fall. And now he's in Cleveland making them all look stupid. But here's where this story takes a dark turn, because while Shedeur is out here vindicating himself, the man coaching him might be the wrong guy to maximize his talent. And the debate about Kevin Stefanski is tearing Cleveland sports media apart like a grenade in a phone booth. One side of this argument sounds crazy until you really think about it. Keep Stefanski because he's actually good for Shedeur's development. The evidence? Look at the scripted plays. Against Buffalo, first drive, Shedeur marches down the field, touchdown. Against Pittsburgh, first drive, field goal. Second drive, touchdown. When Shedeur runs the plays Stefanski designed specifically for him, the plays they rep all week, he looks like a top 10 quarterback. That's not luck, that's coaching, that's scheme working. After Shedeur threw that brutal interception against Pittsburgh, Stefanski did something smart. He pulled back. Only 2 pass attempts in the next 11 plays. Ran the ball, controlled the clock, protected his rookie from himself. They won the game. That's veteran coaching. That's knowing when to take the ball out of your quarterback's hands to save him from making another mistake. Stefanski has been doing this for years. He's won Coach of the Year awards. He knows offensive football. And when Shedeur has structure, when he has plays he's comfortable with, he looks elite. But then you flip to the other side of this argument, and oh my God, is it damning.
The way he talks about Shedeur, I've never seen a coach talk about a quarterback in a certain way other than Sean Payton with Russell Wilson and Kevin Stefanski.
LaShawn McCoy, 11-year NFL vet, 2-time All-Pro, has seen everything, and he's saying Stefanski talks about Shedeur in a way that makes his skin crawl. The comparison to Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, that's not a compliment, that's a warning. That's McCoy saying, I've seen this movie before, and it ends badly. Every other rookie quarterback gets the full support treatment. Kyle Shanahan defends Brock Purdy like he's defending his own child. Mike McDaniel gushes about Tua. Dan Campbell hugs Jared Goff on the sideline like they just won the Super Bowl after a first down in the second quarter. But Stefanski with Shedeur? Cold, professional, distant, bare minimum praise. It's like watching a manager review an employee at a performance evaluation, not a coach developing a franchise quarterback. The entire Browns locker room is doing Shedeur's celebrations. They're buying in. The city of Cleveland is falling in love with this kid. He's got it. You can feel it. Everyone can feel it, except the one person whose feelings matter most. And then there's the record. Oh boy, the record.
Why would I keep a coach that all he does is lose? They won 3 games last year. Barrett, what they gonna win this year? 4 games?
4. Yeah, probably.
Why you want to keep a coach like that?
3 wins last year, 4 wins this year. 7 wins in 2 seasons. You could put a cardboard cutout on the sideline and probably get 7 wins. You could hire a Madden player from Twitch and probably get 7 wins. The quarterback room management has been a disaster. They started with 40-year-old Joe Flacco, traded for Kenny Pickett, traded Pickett away, finally realized their 5th rounder was better than their 3rd rounder. It's been chaos wrapped in incompetence, wrapped in more chaos. So the question tearing Cleveland apart right now is brutal in its simplicity. Do you keep a losing coach because you're scared of the unknown, or do you go get a winner and let them develop your franchise quarterback the right way? The Keep Stefanski crowd says, who are you going to hire? And okay, fair point. Doug Peterson is washed. Brian Daboll couldn't win with anyone. Matt Eberflus just got canned. The options look thin. But the fire Stefanski immediately crowd has the nuclear counter-argument. Go to the winning teams. Ben Johnson in Detroit is running an offensive clinic every Sunday. The Eagles coordinators just turned Philadelphia into an absolute machine. Bobby Slovic in Houston has C.J. Stroud looking like a Hall of Famer. These are the guys you target. You don't settle for a coach who loses 70% of his games because you're afraid to shoot your shot. You go to the organizations that are winning right now, and you poach their coordinators. That's how you build something. The NFL tried to bury Shedeur Sanders. 32 teams looked at a quarterback who transformed Colorado from a laughingstock into the most-watched program in America and decided he wasn't worth a top 100 pick. They did that because of his last name, because of his confidence, because the league prefers humble robots to charismatic winners. Zac Taylor just confirmed what everyone already knew. That was nonsense. Shedeur elevated a program. He brought eyes. He won. He made everyone around him better. And now he's doing it in the NFL with a roster that won 3 games the year before he arrived. The Browns have a choice to make. Keep the coach who can scheme beautiful opening drives but can't get out of his own way emotionally, or go find someone who will embrace Shedeur, build around Shedeur, and turn Cleveland into what it should be, a destination instead of a graveyard. Because right now, Cleveland is sitting on a franchise-altering talent, the kind of quarterback who can change the trajectory of an organization for the next 15 years. The kind of player who sells tickets, wins games, and makes everyone forget about the decades of misery. And they're letting him be coached by a guy who talks about him like he's reading ingredients off a cereal box. Zac Taylor exposed the truth this week. The NFL knew what they had in Shedeur Sanders. They knew he was special, and they sabotaged him anyway because he didn't fit their mold. Now Shedeur is proving them all wrong, winning games, making plays, becoming everything his believers said he'd be. The only question left is whether Cleveland is smart enough to maximize that talent, or whether they'll waste it protecting a coach who's already proven he can't win. The clock is ticking. The football world is watching. And if the Browns screw this up, they deserve every single painful year that comes after. Don't mess this up, Cleveland.